It's the Man with the Plan, Coach Darius D. Brown, and we are back, episode 19. We want to thank all of our subscribers, all of our supporters, the people that have shared our content and the value that we have brought to the marketplace. We want to thank you. We're back again. It's another week. We hope that you're ready for these nuggets. We hope that you're ready for this value. We're going to continue to push the envelope. But before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, share with at least 5 to 10 people, so we can continue to change lives and shift perspectives. Episode 19, here we go. So we've been talking about business credit, right? And we're going to stay in this pocket, right, for the next week or so, because there's so many people that inquire about our services, inquire about as far as what do we do? What does Brown Assets Group? What does Brown Solution Services? What do we do? We not only help people restore and gain their buying power back through the power of credit. So whether that's removing derogatory remarks off your credit report, removing collection accounts, charge-off accounts, anything that's negatively impacting your scores, that's not the only thing that we do. We educate as well, but we also help a lot of our entrepreneurs, because the bulk of our clients are entrepreneurs and they do not have business credit. And they don't even know where to start with establishing business credit. So if you haven't gotten the ebook, make sure you get the ebook, because of course we're going to be providing this value. Of course we're going to be providing the knowledge, but we want to ensure that you have something tangible, right, that you can take with you and that you can apply on a day-to-day basis, so you know that you're headed in a positive direction with your business. All right. So last week we talked about how to set up your business correctly, right? This week, we're going to get more in depth as far as understanding the logistics on building out your net 30, net 45, net 60 accounts. All right. So as we mentioned last week, your net 30 accounts, and we'll stay here with the net 30 accounts, because again, you won't start establishing net 45, net 60, net 90 accounts until you have established good faith with the lenders with your net 30 accounts. Again, we have to crawl before we walk, right? So what that means is if you can't get to a net 60 or a net 90 account if you haven't established good faith with your net 30 accounts. Make sense? So we're going to stay right here when it comes to understanding the logistics on building your net 30 accounts out and establishing good faith with your vendor accounts, with your vendors with that net 30. All right. So hopefully you've already built out as far as establishing your EIN, your LLC, right? Getting that business bank account, checking account, setting up your business email address, business phone number, setting up your professional website. All of this matters, all right? And in the ebook, everything that I'm sharing with you now is in the ebook. You just got to grab it. The link will be in the description somewhere in this video below. All right, you just got to get the ebook. All right? Once you get the ebook, it's going to make so much sense. You're going to be like, "Oh, wait a minute. I can take what he's saying here, what Coach D is saying here, and then I can apply it in the ebook." I'm on my way. All right? So let's go ahead and talk about what are net 30 accounts. Let's get into it. All right. So the core principle when it comes to net 30s, it's an entry point for building business credit, right? So your net 30 accounts, they report your payment history and they show the lenders you can handle money. You can handle the products. You can handle the funding. You can handle it responsibly. Again, lenders want to establish two things: whether you are a liability to them or an asset. You want to be an asset. You never want to be a liability, right? We always want to be an asset. In order to do that, you have to show good faith. You have to show that you are responsible enough. So if let's say if I'm Uline, if I'm a vendor and I work for Uline and I give you some product And again, with these net 30 accounts, you purchase, right? You purchase the product, they mail it to you. You don't pay right then and there. You have up to 30 days to pay that invoice back. So you have to show Uline or any other vendor that you are responsible enough to be able to continue that relationship with them. And in order to do that, you got to ensure that the payment history is substantial. We don't wait 30 days to pay our invoices. We typically pay it within the 15, 20-day mark, right? We want to show them like, listen, we want to keep this relationship going, right? So what are net 30 accounts? Net 30 accounts are when vendors that give you 30 days to pay the invoice, right? So we talked about that. On-time payments equals positive reporting to business credit bureaus, right? So just like you have credit bureaus for your personal credit, you also have credit bureaus on the business side as well, reporting your business credit. Never want to tie your personal credit with your business credit. This is essential, right? That's a recipe for disaster, because if you get into a bind, now your personal information, your personal credit is tied with your business. You want to keep that completely separate. All right. This helps build your paydex score and credibility with your lenders. That's the objective with having net 30 accounts. It builds up your paydex score, and you're able to see your paydex score inside of your Dun & Bradstreet dashboard, as well as your NAV business. So last week we talked about how you're able to set up and establish a DNB number, which is your Dun & Bradstreet number, right? And then we also talked about how you can go ahead and set up your NAV business profile. You're able to track your paydex score. And we always encourage our clients as well as our students, make sure that you are tracking this paydex score at least every 30 days, because they report every 30 days, similar to your personal credit score. Okay. So recommended starter accounts. I'm about to give you the recommended starter accounts. So whether you're in logistics, whether you're in the financial industry, the coaching industry, whatever industry you're in, the beauty, cosmetic industry, no matter what industry you're in, you can still leverage these vendor starter accounts to start getting supplies for your business, to scale up. All right. So the first one is going to be Uline. Uline is essential for shipping, supplies, and office products. All right. So for us, we leverage Uline, not for everything, but we leverage it for our office supplies. All right. Then you have Granger. Granger is for like your tools, safety equipment. So if you're like in the construction industry, you definitely want to leverage Granger for your product. All right. And then NAV. So you have NAV Prime. We talked about NAV Prime, right? This is business credit monitoring and reporting. So by you having a NAV account, it will still report as a positive trade line on your business account. It's going to essentially help you like take the business credit score to the moon. So again, I'm giving you guys the sauce. I'm giving you guys the value. I'm giving you the knowledge. You just have to apply it. All right. And then you have what they call SUMA, S-U-M as in Michael, M as in Michael, A. SUMA office supplies. This is for all of your office needs. All right. So if you need office supplies, you can leverage either Uline or SUMA office supplies. All right. Then you can also leverage Staples, Office Depot as well. Okay. All right. So how to properly use, do not overspend on your vendor account. So typically, if you're starting out, once you're approved for a vendor account, they will set what we call a threshold on that vendor account. So you don't have like a charge card, like an Amex, where you get you get approved for an Amex card and you can use it and you just pay the balance of whatever you use back. No, they're going to set a threshold, which means they're going to set a limit on that vendor account. So you may be approved for $1,200. Cool. That's a great start, right? Don't use the whole 1,200 if you don't need to, right? Use a small percentage, like let's say $300. All right. Show them within the first 15 to 20 days that you can pay that invoice back. Rinse and repeat. All right. Always pay the invoice before the due date. So if your due date is on the 25th of every month, make sure you pay that invoice at least by the 20th. All right. Let the positive payment history build your credit. All you're doing, you've already established the net 30 account. You're getting supplies, you're getting things that you need, the essentials for your business. Now you pay the invoice and let the positive payment history do the work. This is how you're going to start building up your DNB pay debt score, your business credit pay debt score. This is how you're going to start building these things up. All right. All right. And then all you're going to do is apply for more vendor accounts, right? The objective here is to apply for at least 3 to 5 vendor trade line accounts. 3 to 5. It's similar to personal credit. You don't want to have a thin credit profile, right? You want to have a healthy credit profile. Remember the 5 data points: payment history, amounts owed, which is your utilization, length of credit history, mixed credit, right? Revolving versus installment, right? And new lines of credit, which are inquiries. Action steps: apply for at least 3 net 30 vendors this week. That's the action step. That's what Coach Darius is going to give you guys. That's the task. Apply for at least 3 net vendor accounts this week. All right. Use them consistently. Don't let them sit inactive, because if you let your vendor account sit inactive, eventually they will close it. It's almost like you apply for a credit card, a Discover credit card, and you're scared to use it, right? And this is what we get into the logistics of understanding mindset, understanding how to leverage money, how to leverage your credit to break down those financial barriers. You can't be afraid. We can't have a scarcity mindset going into this thing. We have to go in with the right mindset, knowing that money is a tool to generate more money and credit is a tool to get the money. That's it. Once you understand your relationship with money and how to properly leverage your money and leverage your credit, that's when you're on your way to abundance. That's when you're on your way to scaling your business and taking it to the next level. All right. So do not let these vendor accounts just sit, because they will go inactive. All right. Track reporting on your business credit file. So log into your DNB account, your Dun & Bradstreet account, at least once a week, right? You want to make this a practice, a habit, all right? As well as your NAV business profile. Log into it, right? There's nothing like handling your business and knowing that you have the resources and the information to take your business to the next level, take your family to the next level. It's nothing like it, all right? This is the blueprint mindset. Net 30s may seem small, but they're the building blocks in getting you into the door to being approved for larger credit lines, right? LOCs, lines of credit, right? Cards and loans. So you may be looking like, man, on net 30, they're only approving me for 1,200. Remember, we all had to start somewhere. The main goal here is to establish good faith. You've gotten into the door. Now show them they're taking a risk. They're giving you an opportunity to show that you are responsible enough. So show them that you're responsible. And once you've done that, all you got to do is do what you can do as far as what's in your control. And once you do that, the lenders are going to be able to monitor your history to say, okay, they've been doing a great job. They've been paying their vendor accounts on time. Their business credit score, their pay debt score shows that. Now we're willing to give them a higher limit on their vendor accounts. All right. So we're gonna stop there. I don't want to give you guys too much information when it comes to like the net 30s, because I want you guys to come back for more, right? If I give you too much information overload, then what's the point of having Coach D, right? I want to have you coming back for more. I want you to be like, man, dude, why did he stop? No, I want you to come back next week and the week after that and the week after that. All right. So with that being said, remember mindset. We're going to get into mindset a little bit more probably next week, because again, you have this information, but if you don't have the right mindset with handling the information and handling your business credit and handling your credit, personal and business, you're going to remain stuck. We got to change our paradigm and shift it as far as understanding our relationship with money, understanding our relationship with credit, both on the personal as well as the business, right? I don't care what industry you're in, right? Your money will always work harder than you. We understand your credit, especially your business credit, is what wealthy people, they use, they leverage. They understand good leverage versus bad leverage, right? So you want to understand that. If you don't understand that, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to the next level because you haven't been intentional with shifting your mindset. Once you shift the mindset, everything else shifts. And this is why I encourage you to get in community of people like Brown Assets Group, like Coach D, like Coach JoJo, like other people that talk about this stuff. We always come in community with other like-minded individuals. And this is our conversations. These are the conversations that we're having. How can we allow our money to make more money? How can we allow our business profile or our credit profile to get us to the next level so we can break down those financial barriers? It's up to us, but it starts here. If this is not right, everything else, because here's the thing, money runs away from confusion. It runs away from it. If you're confused about where you're at in your business, if you're confused about who you are as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, money runs away from confusion. You got to understand that, all right? So make sure you get the ebook. The ebook has the framework, it has the blueprint, it has everything that you need to take your business to the next level. Not only take your business to the next level on the personal and the business credit side, but cash flow. What industries to get in to help you produce an immense amount of cash flow. All of this is in the ebook. It's a step-by-step framework that I decided to revamp. So this is the second ebook that I've decided to revamp to help you, because we understand the economic landscape that we're currently in, right? A lot of people are living in uncertain times. You don't have to, if you're watching this episode, you don't have to be uncertain. You don't have to be uncertain. You just got to be willing. You got to take action to know that the resources out there. Ask yourself, wait a minute, I may be struggling financially, but there's millions and millions and millions of people out there that are living a financial stable life. They're financially free and they're doing it the right way. They're doing it the right way. They're not doing anything that's unethical. They're no better than you are. They just have the information. Information is the fertilizer to our wealth. When we understand that the information is the fertilizer to our wealth, and we understand that when we get in proximity of people that have the information, then our life goes to the next level with, in addition to shifting this, our mindset, right? Can we agree? It's about this. No more playing victim. No more being like, oh my gosh, it is what it is. I'm going to let this thing ride out. I'm going to blame the president. No more of that. Because if you continue to place yourself in a victim mindset, then you're going to always remain stuck. And then you're going to look on the sidelines and be envious or be jealous of people that are winning, but they're no better than you. They just took the information and ran with it. They got themselves in proximity of people that was willing to say, yo, here's the information. Coach Darius is ready to give you the information, but it's up to you to apply it. All right. So last week, setting up your business, structuring your business correctly. You should have already knocked that out. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do it. If you don't know where to start, make sure you go back to last week's episode. It's right here on the channel. All right. Make sure you follow those steps. Once you have done that, this week, make sure you set up at least, what we say, three vendor accounts. All right. Set those up and we'll be on the right track to getting to the next level. Listen, we got less than 70 days remaining, literally, like till 2025 is over. We still got time, people. Q4 is still here. We're still here. Don't worry about what's going on in the economy. This is how we're creating our own economy. We get into community like this. This is why, if you want to be in my mentorship program, we're showing you exactly the logistics, the specifics. We're giving you the roadmap. We're creating our own economy. We're not putting our emphasis and focus on what's going on in that economy. We already know what's up. We already know they don't care, but we care. So listen, if it's to be, it's up to me. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share with at least 3 to 5 people. 3 to 5 people, right? Because you want to be a blessing. In order to receive a blessing, you got to be a blessing. You got to put other people in position to win. I'm a firm believer, as long as we put other people in position to win, we will win by default every single time. This is why we love doing what we do. This is the reason why we love providing the knowledge, providing the resources, right? Because we understand that, listen, we understand what it feels like to be on the other side, to be frustrated, to be like, man, wait a minute, like, we want the knowledge too. We want the information too. And this is the reason why not knowing is expensive. Being ignorant is expensive. You have to put yourself in position to get the information. Once you have the information, everything is going to change for you. Execute on it. Make it happen. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with at least 3 to 5 people, and we'll see you next week.